Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Jermaine, and I'm back with another Simple Truth News update. And a couple of days ago, I put out a video that discussed with you the new television show. I think it's Airport 24/7 Miami, but it basically was the reality show for the TSA. Well, as I said before, that this is an utter joke when it comes to how this agency, gropes and unnecessarily treats people in a negative way. And I have a follow-up story just for you with that. And I came across, the different news sources I use a few days ago. We have a situation with an incident that happened, I think it was last year, and I will include the video to share with you how this woman was treated by the TSA, and this article that I'm going to share with you now is the result of her pushing back against the way the TSA operates and some of the things that they do. Mom found guilty by court after refusing TSA pat-down on daughter. A woman who stood up to TSA screeners and refused to allow them to grope her or her 14-year-old daughter has been found guilty of disorderly conduct and sentenced to 1 year of probation by a court in Tennessee. Back in July 2011, Andrea Fornella Abbott of Clarksville was arrested by Nashville airport authorities for expressing outrage at the TSA procedures. A police report stated that Abbott would not allow her daughter to be touched inappropriately or have her crotch grabbed. Now, because a mother is asking for boundaries for this agency to show a little human understanding and maybe even parental understanding, she is becoming villainized. This mother, Andrea Abbott, is now villainized because I don't want you to grope or to feel my daughter, which is at the time she was 14 years old, in a way that is inappropriate. Now, on the street, if that were to happen, there would be, all kind of support. But because this agency, this government agency, has set these rules in place, it is okay for these agents to be pretty much pedophilish or even pornographic when it comes to patting down children and adults. Let's get back to the article. Abbott also refused to submit to a full body scan, saying that she did not want her or her daughter's naked bodies revealed by the scanner. The report noted that she attempted to take cell phone video of the incident, but was prevented from doing so by the TSA screeners. When police were called to the scene, Abbott reportedly cursed at them and referred to the TSA screeners as pedophiles, leading to her arrest. The Associated Press reports that the prosecution argued that Abbott's behavior prevented others from carrying out their lawful activities and held up 2 security lines for 30 minutes.
It's completely unreasonable to believe that all these TSA employees who are just doing their job have all gotten together and concocted this story, this elaborate lie, to get the defendant.
You can speak your mind, but you can't do it in an illegal manner, said Assistant District Attorney Megan King, adding, what the defendant did was a crime. The defense argued that Abbott was exercising her right to free speech. Telling a police officer your opinion, even in strong language, to me, that's a First Amendment right, Abbott's attorney Brent Horst told reporters. Abbott herself admitted that she may have cursed at police officers, but considered the exchange to be a normal conversation regarding the inappropriate nature of pat-downs on children. I guess speaking your mind and having a little emotion behind it is a crime now. Horst presented surveillance video of the incident and claimed that Abbott was the one being yelled at by police. Although the video had no audio, it showed that other passengers were walking around Abbott and the police officers, and the security lines were still moving. It's clear from the video she wasn't preventing anything, Horst said. In closing arguments, the attorney stated, "Since 9/11, we're losing a lot of freedom, and we have to draw the line somewhere," before praising Abbott for standing on principle. As we have documented, people who opt out of body scanners or those who simply fail to display the proper level of obedience to TSA screeners are routinely subjected to punishment by means of invasive grope downs or other forms of retaliation. Journalists who are critical of the TSA have also been singled out for retribution. The TSA is also operating bizarre obedience training programs, including the ridiculous all-stop policy, where travelers are ordered to freeze on the spot for no reason whatsoever. What are we playing? A glorified game of Simon Says or Freeze? Again, the TSA has admitted that travelers are not mandated to comply with these bizarre displays of security theater. The TSA has characterized people who do not fully comply with airport screening procedures, no matter how bizarre or invasive, as domestic extremists. Ladies and gentlemen, are you hearing that? Note that. Domestic extremists. Because you are not willing to allow those given authority by the government the ability to mistreat you, you are considered domestic extremists. The verdict in Andrea Fornella Abbott's case sets a dangerous precedent along the lines of First Amendment rights not being applicable at security checkpoints. The verdict essentially paves the way for criminally punishing anyone who questions TSA procedures, no matter how bizarre they are. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it just goes to show you that what we are coming to, don't believe that TSA agents are going to only be limited to just airports. There are many accounts that due to the Dark Knight shooting, the Batman shooting, you remember that in Colorado, that they're thinking about putting these TSA agents in malls and in airport. And I'm sorry, I said they're already in airports, but malls, movie theaters, they're already doing it at, big events. There may not be TSA agents, but there is an extreme change in the security policy for going to concerts, football games, basketball games. And ladies and gentlemen, what they want is total compliance. They do not want resistance. Like in many of the movies, you've heard them say, resistance is futile. Well, it is if you choose to allow them to mistreat you and treat you in any way that they deem to be necessary. This has been the simple truth. And as I always tell you, the simple things are oftentimes the most profound, but yet they're the most difficult to put into practice and to actually do. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again real soon.